amigos de CineNT, estamos aquí con Héctor Sánchez. Estamos en la presentación de Injustice. La entrevista va a ser en inglés, así que vamos a poner subtítulos después. Hi Héctor, welcome to Mexico. So you were talking about Injustice and this is new world. How did you come with this project?
So after Mortal Kombat, we wanted to do something different. We didn't want to just make Mortal Kombat 10, the next game. So we still wanted to make a fighting game, but we wanted to do something a little bit different. So we had a good relationship with DC. We worked with them before. We approached them with the opportunity, like, hey, let us make a game that is set in your universe with your characters. And they said, okay, go for it, like, have fun. So that's kind of how Injustice came out. It was very, very easy. It was awesome.
So the team had any knowledge about the comics? DC gave you the comics and said,
yeah.
Here's our storyline.
Video games and comic books are like this. If you're a video game fan, you're probably a comic book fan. So we had a lot of guys on the teams that were really big, into comic books as well. So yeah, we had a lot of background knowledge, and we have a good relationship with DC. They send us comics every month and send stuff out. So it's very, very cool to be able to have access to all of that knowledge that they have.
You talk about that the video game will have a storyline section that will also give another perspective to the game. It's not just fighting.
Right.
How many hours will that section last?
Louder, please.
Okay, I'll speak up a little. Okay, so the story mode of the game, it depends on how good you are. Some people will be able to beat it in maybe like 10 hours. Some people it'll take 20 hours to beat it. But it's going to be around the same time, maybe a little bit longer than the story mode for Mortal Kombat. So that was somewhere around 10 or 11 hours. So I would say a little bit more than that.
And with the storyline, talking about this, you base your storyline with the story of the DC comics. You created a little bit more.
So
yourself.
Injustice is its own kind of storyline. Like, it was a completely different, like, alternate universe. It was something that our team kind of created and wrote, and we sent to DC, and they gave us notes and gave us hints on how we could change it to make things feel a little bit better. But for the most part, it was created in our studio.
You talk about the DLC. That is very common right now, that games, in the moment that they created, they're already talking about DLC.
Right.
And you're talking that that's not your strike.
Right.
How is that? It's not your strike. I mean, it's common right now, but that makes you different.
Well, our studio we're gamers by heart, and so we just think that that's just not something that we want to do. Like, we are going to set ourselves out to be different, and we want to put as much content on the disc as possible, and not locked or anything like that. So it's just something that we feel as gamers is fair to kind of the consumer. You don't want to charge somebody for content and then charge them again for content as well. So that's just our kind of our mentality.
And with the difference between solo gaming and the online gaming, there are actually two different worlds. Some people like to play solo and don't really like to play online. How was your approach to creating those two?
Well, we wanted to give the single player as much content as possible to play and to replay the game as much as possible. So we have many different modes. We have kind of the standard arcade ladder where you pick a single character and fight a bunch of different modes. We have the scenario mode, which is kind of like the spiritual successor to the challenge tower, where there's a bunch of different missions that take place kind of in the fighting engine, but you have to do things with different objectives, different differences. We have the story mode as well. So there's going to be a lot of different options and things that are available for the single player. And for online, at the core of it, it's a competition, right? It's a competitive fighting game. You want to be able to prove that you're better at the game than somebody else is. So you can go online and you can challenge people. We're going to have something kind of like the King of the Hill room that we had in Mortal Kombat, where you have 8 people in the room and you wait your turn to try to beat the best player in the room. So we definitely have a bunch of different modes in that as well. So like I said, our strategy is to try to put as much content on the disc as possible, so people feel that they're getting a value when they buy the game.
Now, achievements are quite popular for the past years. Will that be part of the game?
Yeah. We're definitely going to have achievements and trophies. We'll probably try to make them easier than we did on Mortal Kombat because a lot of people didn't get so. I think we made them a little bit too hard next time. But you want to have a good balance between easy and hard to achieve. So we're definitely going to have achievements.
Okay, with the consoles, I mean, PS3, Xbox, the Vita, or the Wii U, they have very different specifications to play with. What was the hardest thing on planning this game for those platforms?
It's been really easy. Like, we're lucky that our engine kind of works the same across all of the different consoles, so we don't really have to do too many modifications to make it work on a specific console. So we have, the Xbox and PS3 play exactly the same, and the Wii U is actually going to have a little bit more added functionality because of the controller. The controller is going to let you do something a little bit different.
For the last part, will this game be released only by purchase physically, or will it be downloaded?
That's a good question. I don't have an answer for that right now. I would assume that we're going to do day-and-date, but a lot of the times that's up to the console publishers on how they're going to do it. So at the end of the day, it's really not our decision. It's more like a Microsoft, Sony kind of question. But if it's available, I mean, obviously we're going to want to be out as many ways as possible.
With the collector's edition, will we expecting a collector's edition?
Yeah. We actually announced a collector's edition. I'm not sure what the deal is in Mexico, but I'm sure there's going to be a version of the collector's edition as well. And there might be other versions that are going to be released in the future, but we haven't announced them yet. There might be, so don't get me in trouble.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Thank you for the time.